joined this company and haven't had a chance to actually, see you in person, so this is a very big deal for all of us today. But we just want to tell you that we respect you so much for your heart and passion and changing people's lives and everything that you've done to create this perfect opportunity, the best opportunity on earth for all of us because of your products. Now, a lot of people don't know your background, and the way I explain Dr. Seidman in a nutshell is that he's sort of like the perfect balance between Eastern and Western medicine. So he's the best of both worlds. He's an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. He's a medical doctor, but his passion is proactive health and wellness. Kind of talk to us a little bit about where that passion started in preventative medicine.
Can you hear me? Yeah. First thing, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me that you're all here. Second of all, that picture of me in the middle, I look really serious. I'm using that. Except when the customs guys were interrogating me this morning. I brought my mom and my dad. My mom's like, should we tell them we have drugs? I said, no, Mom. What about the firearms? I said, keep them in the plane. Anyways, it's a true story, by the way. I have to keep my mom kind of, Anyways, so before, Ashley is amazing. She talks about all these products, and it's one thing that I've learned, and it's changing paradigm in medical care and medicine today, is we used to get a lot of our information from the drug reps, who are all brilliant. So I'm in awe when I sit next to this woman here, because she's a very bright woman and has a great understanding. So kudos to Ashley. It started probably back in about 1978 in high school, and I literally subsisted on nacho cheese, Doritos, Coca-Cola, and pizza. That was my diet, and I realized that wasn't very good. And I realized that I was either going to be an F-16 fighter pilot, and my dad, who was a school teacher, said, Michael, go to school, and maybe one day you'll be able to fly, but go to school, because in America you had to go to high school and go right to the Air Force. And then I started thinking about medicine because I really wanted the opportunity to help people. It was really kind of my passion. And, I started looking at what doctors do, and everybody was getting these zoology degrees and botany degrees and these silly degrees that really, I don't think, help so much. I mean, zoology and humans, I'm not so sure that makes it so funny. I like pets, but it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I basically developed my own major through the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, And I graduated from the School of Public Health with my undergraduate degree in human nutrition, because I realized doctors know nothing about nutrition. And really, Hippocrates has said, let thy food be thy medicine, let thy medicine be thy food. And we really don't do that, obviously. And I certainly wasn't doing that either. And then I went to medical school also at Michigan. And I realized that about that time that people just weren't doing it right. I could do this here, and why don't we just do this for fun? If everybody will just stand up for a second. My professor of human nutrition said, I'll tell you why I'm going to. For those of you who are standing, those of you who have a relatively healthy diet, you eat from the basic food groups, you have one shake a day, or two, remain standing. So, seriously, if you have a relatively healthy diet, you can remain standing. If you're having fast food more than a couple of times a week, you should be sitting down. If you have processed foods, you should be sitting down, but a relatively healthy diet. While Canadians are so much more healthy than Americans. Vegetables per day. I'd prefer 10, but you can remain standing for 5 helpings of fruits and vegetables per day. Remain standing.
Is that including the pie shake?
That is something, absolutely. So the new cookies, by the way, have 2.2 servings of fruits and vegetables in them. So that's 2.2 right there. I see people standing back there. And now, for those, that's very impressive. 5 helpings of fruits and vegetables per day. For those of you still standing, those of you who have minimal to no stress in your life, remain standing. So, the people who are still standing, if you can stand for the rest of the day, that would be fun. So my professor said, if you do these things, if you eat from basic food groups, you have 5 to 10 helpings of vegetables per day, you really don't need to supplement. The bottom line is that less than 1% of North America and the world does that. And even if you do, I'm not convinced that the fruits and the vegetables that we get from our ground today, the minerals have been wasted away from all the years of farming, from the monsoons, or whatever you want to say, from inorganic farming and things that we do have just been very damaging to our earth, as you well know. So I do think, and one of the things that Ryan talks about is functional foods. I do think that we have to have a healthy diet, but I do think that all the products we're developing for you, I started in my dorm room. I had vats of vitamins and vats of herbs in my dorm room, and I would mix them up, and I had powders in my room, and then it grew from that to me giving them to the members of the Detroit Red Wings, the Chicago Blackhawks, nobody from Canada, though, except that they're all Canadian players mostly. I started working with professional athletes, and it grew from there. So it really started with the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, studying nutrition, medical school there, and now I work for a large $5.2 billion a year health system in the Midwest, and although, as you heard, my day job is as an ear, nose, and throat surgeon, I wear 6 or so other hats for the health system, and I'm their medical director of wellness, and I'm the medical director of the Center for Integrative Medicine, because I'm open-minded enough to know that even though MDs and DOs have a good amount of knowledge of the human body, there's so much we can learn from people from around the world, and so, what's alternative in the United States is likely mainstream someplace else, and we're really bringing in, as you heard, the best of both worlds to help shape the future and make the world a healthier place.
Amazing. So what I heard is that Dr. Seidman's gone from powders and herbs in his college dorm room to now being the man. Ladies and gentlemen, my next question is actually something that I think everyone in this room is passionate about. Bottom line, the epidemic of obesity, you pretty much have to live under a rock to not know something about what's going on out there, the shift that's happening. How bad is it really, Dr. Seidman? What other disease states is the epidemic of obesity actually impacting?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you don't have to live under a rock to know. So right now, 30% of North America is overweight or obese. The number is expected to be 40%, so almost half of us by, they're saying 2030, not too far away. We're certainly going in the wrong direction with regard to our weight and our body mass index. It's a huge problem. It's an epidemic. I was in Washington, D.C. Saturday, Tuesday, meeting with our representatives, our congressmen and senators, talking about health. I know for a fact that we could cut healthcare costs in America in half. I will say in half. And I really believe, frankly, that the tools that Visalis is providing everybody is one of the keys to doing just that.
Amen.
And I talked to him about that. The bottom line is that it's an epidemic, it's a huge problem. And then she kind of asked, not kind of, she did ask, bless you by the way, she asked, somebody sneezed in the front. I'm not a priest or a pastor. Bless you. Everybody's pretty sorry to sneeze, right? So there is a list about this long of diseases that occur because of obesity, and they add trillions of dollars a year to the economic burden around the world, and basically they cause things like stroke and diabetes and high blood pressure and arthritis, and the list goes on and on. And so, I understand, as a physician, it's very easy for me to say, to a patient, you got to quit smoking, and I can literally have patients say, look, doc, I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day for 30 years, I will quit when I die. I get that from my patients, which is sad. Or if I see somebody who's 100 or 200 pounds overweight, it's insensitive of me to say, hey, look, you got to lose 200 pounds. They know that, they get it. There is some kind of block there. And that's, to me, I helped develop these products, and as Ashley kind of mentioned, it really took the 90-day challenge and those sorts of things to get people motivated, because the bottom line is you can, we can, and we have to do this. I mean, the health care of the world, the economic care of the world is hinging upon us getting our health back. And, in America and in my hospital, we provide sick care. We do nothing more than sick care. We take care of you after the fact. And that pendulum has to swing back to prevention and wellness. And that's really one of the main reasons that I'm involved with this company, because instead of having a one-on-one patient visit, which is wonderful, and I adore that and I love that, because of people like you here in the audience, you're getting my 25 years of NIH-funded research, the work that I do for the CDC, the work that I do for the government, the patents that we have, the brain trust in Nick Blake and Ryan, who have been able to take some of my information, the fact that I get to work with Steve Witherly and Audrey and the rest of the group to really design products to help tackle these problems and really think about prevention and wellness. And to me, that's what ViSalus allows me to do. So I'm just thrilled about that because I sort of segued about obesity in this, but that's what this is. I mean, to me, it's an amazing opportunity backed by an intense amount of science and scrutiny. And that's one of the main things that I do for the health system, and one of the main things that I do for ViSalus is to govern the products, to help develop them, and try to give us tools to help make the world a healthier place, because